Gaffer, looking back at Saturday's game against Gillingham, you must have been encouraged with what you saw, especially in terms of chances created.
Yeah, I mean, a lot better than, we were at Walsall from an attacking point of view. I think that we opened up Gillingham on a number of occasions. We were unfortunate not to have scored on Saturday with the opportunities that we had, but it was a lot better. That can be two-sided. Walsall was a difficult game because they sat back in and defended their lead. Gillingham came out and played, and it allowed gaps for us to go and play in. And had we gone ahead in the game when we could have, the scoreline and the result would have been probably different.
Fine margins is spoken about a lot in football. We look at some of those chances in the first half especially. If they go in, like you say, it could have been a different outcome altogether.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you've got to do when you're, in top of the game. And we were at that stage in the first half. We were the team that were pressing. We had the biggest opportunities in the first half, and we needed to score. Unfortunately, we weren't capable of doing that, and later on in the second half, Gillingham were able to get the winner.
No midweek game this week, which means more time to recover, rest, and of course work on the training ground. It feels weird to say, given that we're not even 2 weeks into the season yet, but has it been a benefit to you and the lads?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's always a benefit that you get a free week, because it can be, Saturday, Tuesday quite a bit in this league. But I think that the players, are getting better. We've got to get better all the time. We've got to be creative. We've got to get into that final third, which we have done. But being in that final third and executing a pass or getting a shot off is the most important thing.
I mentioned in an earlier interview about the lads' hunger and desire to bounce back when results don't go their way. Is that clear for you to see on the training field?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult league. We've gone up against Walsall away from home, who have gone to Swindon and won 4-0. We played Gillingham, who then a couple of days before signed Bradley Dack, and they're up the top of the league at this moment in time, 6 points from 6. And we go to Doncaster on Saturday, who go and sign Billy Sharp. So that tells you that the quality that teams are taking in this league, and we're competing with them. We've done that against Walsall, and we've certainly done that on Saturday against Gillingham.
Talking about taking players in, since we last spoke, Rees Williams, of course, has arrived at the club. A strong option for you at the back.
Yeah, I mean, you had to take in Rees because George Ray is going to be out for 2 to 3 months. We were sitting on 3 central defenders at that moment in time. With George going out, we're back to 2, so we've taken in, an extra one to give us that added addition to help the squad. And I think that he will be, a very good addition. We've taken him into January because that's what we can afford at this moment in time. And I think that, from Rees's point of view, he needs to get playing again, playing to the level that, he had done in previous seasons. And, he's had a good 3 days with us.
He's only 23, but he brings a wealth of experience, having played in the Premier League and the Champions League, which can really help this squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, at his age, to have played nearly 20 games for Liverpool's first team, to play in the Champions League, as you said, and a manager to have that faith in his ability, shows you what the quality of player he is. It's up to him now to go and show it and be the best player on the pitch each week. And Liverpool have been very good with us, which has helped us, and we're hopeful that it's good for both parties.
It says a lot, doesn't it, about you as a manager, your ambitions, and us as a club, that we're able to attract a calibre of player with such experience. Yeah,
I mean, I think that all clubs, Premier League clubs, Championship clubs, see us as a club that progresses and helps loan players. We've done that over the years, and we've seen the progress that they've made in their career. So it's good for us because we get a certain type of player that other clubs might not get, and in their development, it isn't their first loan, which is important as well. And he's already been on loan to Swansea and Blackpool before us. So I think that experience coming in will help him as well.
Looking ahead, a trip to Doncaster Rovers up next. They had a magnificent end to last season, and despite defeat last weekend, they'll look to channel that, especially in the early stages of this campaign.
Yeah, of course. I think that, the first game of the season they did really well against Accrington, winning 4-1, went away last week, and they did play well. I've watched the game back and did really well in that game, and unfortunately for them, they lost the match. But as you said, last season they finished really strongly, got into the playoffs, and just came up short in the end.
You've already touched on kind of the experience that they have, the likes of Billy Sharp, Joe Ironside and Tom Anderson, all of which are no strangers to being around the block as players.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of having, being a team where, they've got the financial clout to go and do that. And if you look at Walsall, Doncaster, Gillingham, you look at their average gates compared to our average gates, then, there's thousands apart. And that's just the reason they're able to go and do that. They're helped with a backer as well. It might be that, Gillingham have got, American backers. Doncaster have got new, investors in there as well. And so have Walsall. So it does show you what can happen when, new investment does come into the club. And as, the likelihood of, bigger gates as well. And their average crowds are very, very good.
And finally, how did the lads come through the Gillingham game, and how are we looking fitness-wise, generally speaking? Yeah,
we've still got a few issues from that game that we might be struggling for a couple of players because of injuries in that game, knocks. But the only one that is definitely out at this moment in time is George Ray. Charlie Brown and Paul Lewis. Charlie's got a sore back. Paul Lewis is coming back as well. So they won't be with us on Saturday either, but are making progress.